Hello. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate everyone that listens to the podcast. Just going to run over our sponsors real quick. Irvine's Auto Repair. They are located on Stafford off of 44th Street, just east of 131. Check them out at irvines.com. They are a veteran, woman-owned company. It's their 25th anniversary this year. They also are having a discount this month for brakes, and you get free brake pads with every brake service. Obviously, you have to pay for the installation, but they're going to donate 10% of all brake services to the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Research for the rest of the month. So check them out. They do a great job. Megan has won many awards for customer service, and they are just a family-owned company that will fix your car right the first time. So Irvine's Auto Repair, check them out. Next is Kover.ai. They are income protection for Uber and Lyft drivers. Think of them as the Aflac for rideshare drivers. So for 3% of your average rideshare income, you get, that would be your premium. So 3% of your average rideshare income. If you are in an accident, you get 80% of that income up to $10,000. So, you know, it's fine. You get in an accident, and you're like, oh man, thank goodness I have insurance for my car. But guess what? Your car's going to be out for 2 weeks, and you can't rideshare drive. This will cover you. It's a no-brainer. I mean, for a small amount of money per month, you are covered if you're involved in an accident. So you can check them out at Kover.ai, and they're backed by MetLife, one of the largest insurance carriers in the United States. You can get a free month by entering GR Podcast. That's GR Podcast. And also in the comments, in the show notes, there will be a link to sign up to get that free month. So third is LegalRideshare. They have been amazing with us. We've done 3 segments with them. They will protect you in a car accident if you're injured. So if you're rideshare driving, you get hurt, please, first of all, call the police, go to the hospital, and then reach out to Bryant at LegalRideshare. Help at LegalRideshare.com will get you started with that, but they will take care of you if you get injured in a rideshare accident. And last but certainly not least, CarStar Impact of Cascade. They're located on 36th Street in Grand Rapids, and they do amazing, amazing body work. They also do a detail, and for the next 2 weeks, started yesterday. That does not help you because you are not hearing this until Monday. For local people, until our next live stream, which will be the 30th of October, and it'll be in the comment section, you can register for a free detail, a $200 detail. You have to be local, and if you share that, you'll get an extra entry. So check it out in the show notes, and they'll take care of you. Their new detail company is called Reflections, and they do amazing work for that stuff. Also, check out the Aquapel. When you go in there, even if you go in there for an estimate, ask if they can do it. It's real quick. It's like amazing when the rain hits it. It's kind of like Rain-X, but it's much, much better. So CarStar Impact of Cascade, they are on 36th Street in Craft. Check them out. All right, guys, thank you so much. This episode was a little rough for me. I'm transitioning to being the producer and the kind of the host, and so I screwed up two out of the 4 ads. So yeah, sorry about that. But it's all fun. We had a great time, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Hi, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Super excited tonight for everyone to be here. We have a guest on tonight. Oh, I forgot to ask the exact pronunciation of it. I think it's Wisner.
I got it. It's Wisner.
Aaron,
Wisner.
I wanted to say Aaron Weisner and then watch you explode.
Yeah,
but
well, yeah. That's what I'm popular for. So
right. So Aaron is a Grand Rapids rideshare driver, and he's coming to sit in with us tonight. This studio is sponsored by CarStar. This studio is sponsored by I'm struggling.
Irvine's
Auto Repair. I was looking at my business card here for CarStar. So Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids. They sponsor the studio, and we really appreciate that. And we will talk about them later on. So anyways, we got Sam and Jesper, and Ben is at the table.
Wait,
Jesper's
Jesper's
off.
here?
I meant to say Jesper's off.
Jesper
is off tonight. Ben is on the table now. He couldn't take the producer role, so
Nope, Jason's just too much of a slave master.
I know. So I
So I
just
put him on it.
slave master myself.
That's a little awkward.
I'm just
I mean, it's a thing,
Not sure
but
if
I
that
don't know
works,
if we need to
but-
talk about it.
no. Let's not talk
It's
about
not that type of podcast.
it. Right. So Ben
It
still.
could
Whoa!
Ooh, go
Is
for
that
it.
is in the Patreon?
Moving
Patreon.com/GRRideshare. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about our stories, and we always kind of sit down and just talk about if we had anything great. And so Ben, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, this last weekend, no, it was 2 weekends ago, I believe, the Pulaski Days. It's this big, huge cultural festival in Grand Rapids, primarily
Polish.
It's
a Polish festival.
things. Yeah. And there's halls throughout town that they go and get sloppy drunk at. I didn't actually pick up or drop off from any halls. So I got lucky. But there were so many other rides. Like there was a something church.
Eric Church
Eric
was here.
Church.
Yep. Big country concert,
Big
2
con-
nights.
Yeah. So 2 nights in a row. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So
On top of all the little things happening. There was a show
Yeah.
at the intersection and stuff at the DeVos place. It was a big
it was
night.
a better than New Year's type of night.
It
It was
was.
impressive. It was tons of fun. So I drove that weekend and then stayed up way too late and went to Denny's with a crew of folks from GRRideshare.
That was an interesting
When you say
night.
it was better than New Year's Eve, like what kind of money?
Money-wise.
What kind of money? I mean, you don't tell me exactly, but
I'll give you my hourly.
okay.
53 an hour
Yeah.
on Saturday.
It was insane.
I was
You missed
making
it.
about $40 an hour Saturday. Yeah.
Why was I up north closing the cabin down?
I
Yeah,
don't
damn
know.
it.
You picked a
chose
bad weekend.
I only worked Friday. I think I ended like $250 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Really?
was nuts.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that was a really, really fun weekend. And then last weekend wasn't horrible either. But I feel like I kind of got lucky. I'd stay in my area, like near my house, and just wait for rides to come in. And it worked. Like I kept getting long rides from Rockford to downtown, from Cedar Springs to north side of Grand Rapids, and just crazy long rides. Like I didn't have a ride that was less than $10 that night.
Wow.
So they just
That's
kind of
nice.
kept adding up, and
How were
kinda
the
finished early.
surges? Obviously, they were okay, or it was just so
Yeah.
busy that
I mean, like they would advertise like plus 11 or plus 13 at like the peak of the
Yeah.
night. I think it hit 16. 3 rides in a row, I had a surge adjustment, and they were all $29 surges.
well, that's good to hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. So I don't know. I almost feel like if you are Uber Gold, I feel like you get better rides.
I'm platinum, so
You
I'm
you
gold.
seem to get.
I
good
don't
rides?
think. I don't think that. I think you're just thinking that.
yeah.
It could be, but
And I think
it's a
you.
guess.
I think you didn't even do any lift either, right?
I did not.
Yeah.
No,
See, so you
I
kind of get in
never
that
turned it
mentality.
on.
Yeah, you kind of get in that mentality that Uber's giving me the best rides.
They
No?
might be, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Who knows?
We should test the theory somehow.
Well,
How are you gonna prove
Jason's
that?
blue now, so
I've been blue a long time. When it first came out, they gave me that gold, and they're like, "You can do it," and then they said, "Nope,
No,
you
you
can't do it." Although I did go from 28 to 35% acceptance
good
rate
job.
over the weekend. So
Hey, moving up in the world.
yeah, that's all I need. I have the points.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
don't have the acceptance rate.
if I
that's
don't
why I'm
get
not platinum. Is because of my cancellation rate.
Yeah,
I
if
cancel,
I
Mine,
don't-
cancel too many drunk people.
really?
if I don't get 5 more percent acceptance rate by the end of the month, I'll drop down. I'm at 80% right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
But I'm like 60 points from diamond.
Wow.
So
then
I
you
can
could
just be
be like-
diamond at the end of the month. I'll
could
be
be-
the second diamond bitch.
yeah, there it is. That's what I was
Right
gonna
behind
say.
Peter.
That's awesome. Do you have anything crazy, Aaron?
Well, Pulaski Days, obviously, that's for me. The past 2 years has been the best weekend of the year.
Can you pull that up a little bit closer to you?
Oh, yes, sir. Pulaski Days is the best weekend of the year for me. I mean, every year. I only worked Friday during that weekend, and I made $250.
Do you drive New Year's?
I do drive New Year's.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't know, just something about that weekend. But I think this weekend it was a little bit better because of all the concerts and stuff we had going on.
Yeah.
But Saturdays I always take off because I lived right there next to Kosciuszka's Hall, so that's always my neighborhood's thing to go out to the clubs.
So let's talk about you a little bit. As for like how long you've been a driver.
Getting close to 2 years here.
2 years? Okay. And you go to school in Ferris, right?
Yep, I go up to Ferris State.
So how, do you come down here like every day?
I come down here, well, I mean, if I really need some money, I'll come down here during the week. But mostly it's just Fridays and Saturdays.
Just to drive?
Yep, I'll work from like 4 to 3 in the morning.
You used to crash at your parents' house? Or
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, just easy. It's 2 days a week or something.
Is there any rideshare up near Ferris?
There is, but nobody, first of all, I'm the only driver up there. And
how is that even possible?
Wow.
Even with the college town, you would think it would be.
Well, I mean, it's smaller than even Allendale. I mean, the rides you get are half miles. You know, you're going to get those 297 rides or whatever they are.
That's true.
And honestly,
all
those kids
night.
up there could walk home if they're drunk.
Yeah, I know. But I have seen the surge get up pretty high because people know that Uber's available up there now.
Yeah.
Because they made it available everywhere.
I think so.
6 months ago or something like that?
Oh, Uber did? I know Lyft's available anywhere. I don't know if Uber. It could be.
Yeah, Uber, it might have been even like the springtime, but they made it available everywhere just recently, I think. And I know people realize that it's available, but there's no drivers up there. Every time I check, even during the weeks, weekends, there's nobody but me up there, so I just don't bother with it. Not until I see more people.
That's a shame, though, because there's probably people are driving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if the word got out, I'd be rich up there.
Yeah, you'd rake it.
So
not about to
some
do all that work.
posters up.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. So, what are you studying in school?
I'm in secondary education for social studies and PE.
So secondary is what, high school?
It's 7th to 12th grade, so yeah, middle school, high school.
Mr. Wisner.
Yep, hopefully someday.
Does that sound weird?
It does. We're always going to tell him that's my father. But
it's funny. I had a teacher as a rider over the weekend, and man, he was like, he wasn't like really drunk, but he was saying some filthy things. I'm like, oh, what do you do? He's like, oh, I teach second graders. I'm like, I got a little weird.
Teachers are still people.
Well, I know,
but
but normally in public they're somewhat respectable.
Not
I mean,
once you're drunk.
I don't know. I didn't think he was that drunk, but who knows? So.
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing. I took one of those infamously long rides a couple days ago.
Yeah, what's your secret behind that? Every
Dude,
time he only
I don't know what it is.
He only posts in the Telegram group, which we'll talk about in a minute, when he gets these long rides to like Traverse City or Detroit or.
Yeah, I've taken 10 so far in 2019.
Wow.
Yep, 6 of them to Chicago, 2 of them to Detroit. I got a Traverse City and a Mackinac City.
And they're all from the airport?
Wait.
Mackinac
City?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Yep.
And you
No,
did it?
thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I get
Braver
really
than
good
I am.
highway mileage, so I take everything I can,
Wow.
But actually, 2 or 3 of those Chicago ones I took right from downtown.
Really?
Yep.
I think a lot of people turn those down.
Yeah.
Even at the airport.
When I see the 60 plus come up, I just ask them where they're going. I mean,
Yeah.
What am I getting myself into?
Well, I don't.
just so I know, like, do I
Uber's
need gas
not
money in
doing-
my pocket? Like, do I need
Uber's not
this,
doing
this?
that anymore. They're not telling you the 60
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I just got it last week.
It was gone
got
for
it
a
3
long.
days ago.
Well, I'm not the airport bitch anymore. So
Oh,
I didn't take
okay,
any
okay.
airport. I didn't take any airport rides over the
Wow.
weekend.
They must have missed you out the lot.
They did. They needed some tips on
that-
cleaning.
You know what's
Trip I
funny is
took
I
to
don't
Portage
sit in the
last
queue
week.
anymore. The last time I got one, I dropped one off at the airport, and then I sat there for 10 minutes just because I was already there, and that's when I pulled it up. So
Wow. Anything else, Sam?
I mean,
You said great Pulaski.
yeah, it was a great weekend. I mean, the whole weekend was really good for me.
Did you drive last weekend, or was your...
So Saturday, I don't think there's a problem that I can find, and Mom can't hear anymore either because she's the one who brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
But Friday I drove. I did great Friday, actually. And then Saturday. By the time I realized I don't hear anything, I was already on my way to the liquor store. And
Beautiful.
it was game over. Like, I had already decided I wasn't driving that night, and I was not going to change my mind because I would have been crabby with every passenger all night.
Yeah.
It happens often.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. So did you never talk to your mechanic or anything like that?
no, I have not heard the brakes do anything unusual.
Well, your mom struggles with Telegram sometimes too. So I mean,
Yeah,
I love you, Wanda. Even though I haven't. No, I did meet her at the picnic.
Yeah,
so.
she was at the
And
picnic.
I think you've seen her at the airport once or twice.
Maybe. So all the links that we talk about as far as our Telegram group and everything, all our sponsors are all in the comments. The Telegram group is great. This is where a lot of us have connected and met new people. You can download the Telegram app. It's a messaging app. And then in the link is an invite to the group. And, we talk about rideshare and spam and gelatin and
anything your heart desires. Honestly.
And anything you might blush on after midnight. So hopefully.
Yeah, I try to keep them at bay until after midnight. But John's been hard to rein in lately.
John goes hard in the paint. He wakes up and he's like posting some inappropriate gifs. So,
but you didn't tell us why your Saturday night sucked, Jason.
Oh yeah, I missed
You
that.
skipped
Sorry. It takes me a while to settle in, and Ben did all this stuff, and it's so weird.
It's organized,
I
pretty.
just had a night where I was the grocery getter. I went to Meijer twice. I went to Walmart once. Where else did I go?
Oh, was that your horrible Saturday?
Yeah, and I went to the mall, and it was just these little rides. I was doing what Ben does, like go back to the suburb, try to get to somebody that maybe is going downtown. Nope, we're going to Meijer.
We're going grocery shopping.
Or where I'm picking you up. And I just took everything because I'm trying to get my acceptance rate up for, I want to, for the bone. I want to know where I'm going. That's the only reason I'm doing this.
It is so nice, though.
Yes.
Not for the gas thing, not for anything, just to know where I'm going. And it just never worked out. And I did take some, and then I ended up in Hudsonville, took those gals to New Salem Corn Maze, and then they said, "Can you come pick us up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're going to have to tip me extra on the app." And so then I was having a horrible night. I drove from the airport all the way to Door.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of towards my house anyways.
But yeah.
And
still.
they did give me a $15 extra.
That's nice.
So it wasn't bad. When you saw my...
It saved your night.
Well, I don't know. The terrible night it was. I showed you guys my numbers, and you were like, ew.
Yeah, it was not
rough.
no bueno. So I need to do a quick shout out just because he's harassing me to do it. Dustin is driving. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube chat. Loving all your conversation.
So
he said he wants to put an iMovie trailer together of your screenshots from your long rides.
Mine?
Yeah.
Why?
We could definitely do it. I mean,
I don't know. And I asked him what type of music he would put on it, and he's like, remember, I don't have the audio and editing skills you do, so it'd just be whatever iMovie has.
I probably have most of them. I mean,
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, Dustin's great. If he has an amazing YouTube channel, way better than ours. He
tip
just
me extra on the app.
Yeah, he
Famous last words.
Yeah, no, Dustin. You're right. It is dangerous to do that to somebody because they can screw you. But you kind of look them in the eye and like, we're having a trust. Like we're going to be honest with each other.
You up at your house.
Well, not only that, but just like let's be a decent human being. I'm going to do you a favor. Don't F me. I know where you live. In parentheses, I know where you live.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, check out Dustin's YouTube page. It's really good. He has some good commentary. So yeah, check out the Telegram too. We need to get Dustin in the Telegram group.
Seriously, that would be a riot.
And Dustin's great when we post in he has got a big Facebook presence. He lets our stream in there, which is really cool because a lot of guys are like, no. I'm like, there's plenty of people to go around. We can share listeners. It's no big deal. So, anyways.
For sure. And he says he wouldn't say his channel is better than ours.
Well, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. So he does more. A news article comes out, and he gets in his car, and he gets that up right away, and records a video, and talks about it. Where we're every 2 weeks, we're just kind of a podcast, so it's kind of different. So it kind of works out good. I guess if we were both podcasts, we might not be as friendly. So
yeah. Well, if you're listening to this podcast on iTunes, or if you have access to iTunes, please do us a favor and write a review. And why on iTunes? Well, because of internet magic and how things work. The only reviews that seem to move the needle are the ones that are written on iTunes. So even if you have a PC, you can log in that way and leave a review. And I guess the correct terminology is now Apple.
Yeah, don't say
Podcasts.
iTunes. iTunes has been killed.
iTunes is dead.
Yes.
And we know that everyone doesn't.
Strange.
What's strange?
I still get asked to do updates on my laptop every single time I open it up.
Well, I think they're still updating it, but I don't know. I know
Yeah.
that it's not on the new. Like you get a new Mac and it's not on there.
I probably
It's
haven't
Apple
used it in
Podcast. So
Yeah.
5 years or
They're
something.
it's
So
going away.
It's a pain in the ass, anyways. But yeah, over 50% use Apple Podcasts. So
Yep. And that's where, we rank the most is on the Apple Podcast platform. We did recently get a review from Me Love Free Apps That Are Free.
I feel like it's spam, but
who cares? 5 stars.
yeah, I like your attitude.
Who cares?
I don't think it's spam. I think it's a very relevant review. It says, good place to start. If you're just getting started, this is a great resource to get you going. Great info, killer deals with local sponsors, and funny banter. Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate those to help move the needle and gives us internet points and also makes our heart happy.
Yes. It puts a big smile on Jason's face.
That's right. So the studio sponsor is Irvine's Auto Repair. I said CarStar, and I apologize. I'm sure Megan will yell at me for that.
You deserve it. And your grammar in here makes you deserve it even more.
Oh, don't worry. Hey, no one can see this grammar. This is just for me. So they are located on Stafford off of 44th Street, just east of 131. This is a veteran woman-owned company, and it's their 25th anniversary this month. Check out their Google reviews. They do amazing work. Now, initially, when I talked to Megan, she's like, yeah, we don't do specials. We just do amazing work right the first time. Well, apparently, I saw on their Facebook page, they are doing a little promotion called Breaks for Breasts.
If I had known that, I would have gone to them to get
I
my
know.
brakes done last week.
So they're offering free brake pads with every brake service. Obviously, you have to get the installation. I mean, you're going to have to pay for that. But they're donating 10% of all brake services to the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Research. Wow, that's a title. So, yeah, hashtag Breaks for Breasts. So check them out.
Breaks for boobies.
Check that out if you need some brakes done. Free brake pads. That's a pretty good deal. So, yeah, great family owned. In fact, the owner owns a house 2 doors down where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know Megan works in the repair shop too. She's like won all these awards for customer service. Like she does a great job. But she's younger than me, and I didn't really know her. But yeah, they still live 2 doors down from my parents. So, yep, check them out. So. We're going to jump into rideshare in the news, and this is kind of where we just talk about what's going on. Funny pictures, articles, lots of other BS and banter. So,
Is this picture posted for them?
oh, you're right.
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, I forgot.
We got this, who's going to go first?
I am like, wait, this is so weird. Aaron's here, Ben's at the table, Jesper's gone. I'm the producer now. Like, I am so sorry.
How's
Thank
it going
you.
for you?
It is not going well.
I like
All
your
right.
pink iPad case.
Yeah.
That's Avery's.
Cute.
So
Yeah.
the picture is up, Sam.
Thanks, Jason. So yeah, this isn't even here, but it's what we had this kind of surge here last week.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
posted
new
some
for
of it.
us because with all the holes in it.
But I mean, I don't know why we focus so much on the color though. Look, who cares? It's like the money, right?
yeah, I mean,
Because look at this 550 compared to this 325. The red looks almost identical.
right? Yeah.
So I don't know. You posted that. I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. But
It was just a lot of surge in a lot of area, and then they got the nice little $5 for. I wish we had that little.
I picked up
Boost.
a $12 one on Pulaski weekend.
Yeah.
just the
I
flat
didn't think
surge.
those existed. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 for those are those quests. We do have a quest,
We have one Friday.
but it doesn't pop up like that.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know
Mine
why
was-
it doesn't.
Mine was $12 just like this.
Yeah.
That weekend was so crazy.
Yeah, that's a flat surge, but we're talking about the blue little 5 for $3. You see that picture?
Oh,
Yeah, if
gotcha,
somebody
gotcha.
does 3 rides in a row in the area, they get $5.
Right. Yeah.
We just started that a couple days ago then.
What? The
The,
quest?
yeah, the
They're
quest.
actually called quest, but mine says like do one ride, get $1 or something.
Yeah, I
Yep.
saw that
One for
too.
$3, I
Yeah,
think.
they start really,
but you
they
can
start
do
really
it.
small.
I think you can do 5 of them.
Oh, you can?
You can.
Okay.
But you don't have to do, so it's not, you don't have to do 4 rides to get $8. It's each ride, but you can stack it 5 times.
Okay.
Mine was like
So you
different
can
levels,
get,
yeah.
you can get like $15 for it.
Well, that's not bad. Yeah.
It's worth it. Yeah. Especially on those like Fridays and Saturdays when you're getting a whole bunch of rides really fast, you know.
Right.
Yeah, there's some streaks on Lyft too, but it's like weird times.
Yeah,
it's not during
times that anybody would want to drive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
don't
like
ever do 'em.
9 to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get them for 6:30 to 7:30 in the
What?
morning a lot.
Because
We
you're going
don't-
to wake up for that.
No.
If she does, she's going to be cranky.
Yeah.
I hear her voices in the
Not
morning.
worth $9.
And
Your
it's
response to last night's crazy stuff.
yeah,
Oh, man.
it's not good. So all right, Aaron, why don't you talk about what is this about?
He's got it pulled up.
Yep.
Uber
So-
getting dropped by James River.
Yep. So the insurer James River Group, their shares dropped 22% on Wednesday, and it was one of their biggest drops since February of 2018. So that's quite some time.
Yeah.
And now they're thinking about dropping Uber towards the end of the year here.
Well, they are dropping them
Yeah.
for sure. I think December 31st.
Oh wow.
But in Michigan, as we talked about earlier, it's already Allstate here. So, but honestly, what happens if the state that they're in is only James River and no one picks it up? I mean, you would think,
Right. Uber will just have to pay a lot more to get someone
yeah,
to do it.
they'll you pay the right amount of money, someone will do
Right.
it. So they might take a loss on that state, but
Yeah.
they're going to definitely get, they're definitely going to get somebody in there.
Yeah.
They would have to.
I wonder why. I mean, they're just losing too much money. You think?
I think there's just too many claims coming in from rideshare drivers.
Because that's usually why you get canceled from insurance.
Yes.
Too many tickets or too many accidents or
right, and there are just too many drivers that are causing them too much grief.
And at some point, all those claims eat up any profit.
Right.
So
well, we know they're
why
not
bother?
making profit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, James River may have been prior to taking Uber on, and maybe that's just eating up everything they have.
Well, here's the thing with James River. They drop Uber. How many people are they going to have to lay off? Because they have like an
Right.
entire team that just takes care of
Yeah.
Uber claims.
Yeah.
And
very true.
I mean, and I always find it weird that insurance, it's per ride. Like, it's just odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
know how
agree.
it is. You're not covered the entire time. You're like covered this time, period 1. You're this time, period 2. You're this much coverage. So,
Right.
but either way, regardless, you should get the rideshare insurance rider. They call it. It's cheap. It's worth it. Don't be a dumbass without it. So,
Right.
but speaking of insurance, our next sponsor is Kover.ai.
You did it again.
Nice.
What? Cover.ai.
Uh,
So, Ben.
Really? I feel honored. Would you like me to?
No. What we do is
I think
income.
he offered and you said no earlier.
And now you're tricking me.
I know. So basically, what Cover.ai is, when you name your company with a K, I mean, that's what threw me off.
It's like my last name. Nobody can
well,
pronounce
first
it
of all,
right.
you're sweet if you do that
Sweet what?
with a K.
Oh.
Bold.
Is it bold?
move.
Bold
Isn't
statement.
it just cracker?
No.
Hey, Jesper has been friends with Ben longer than me and Ben have been friends, and he still can't do it.
I have no idea what your last name is.
Just think of Croc. Like Crocs?
It rhymes with soccer. Crocker.
Fokker?
Crocker.
Oh. Anyways, let's jump into this. So Cover.ai is income protection for Uber and Lyft drivers. Just think of it as the Aflac for rideshare drivers. Probably going to get sued for saying that, but
Probably.
don't care. So you can receive 80% of your average rideshare income when you can't drive after an accident, up to $10K. So what's great about this is they take the premium is 3% of whatever your average rideshare income is. So if you make $100 a week, it's $3 a week.
Right. I think it was like $60 or something. I don't remember. It was pretty reasonable when I looked at how much it would actually cost me.
Yeah, so if it was $100, $3 a week, and then you would get $80 up to $10,000. So this is great for, if you get in a car accident, you have insurance that's going to fix your car, but who's going to pay your bills?
Nobody.
Now, Uber did launch their own disability, which I actually signed up for. It takes it out of every ride, but that's only if you're driving for Uber. This covers everything, so it doesn't matter what happens. If it happens, you get paid up to 80%.
Yeah, I just redid the math. So it'd cost me $120 a month. That's,
Really?
Yeah. I make
That seems high.
Oh, I guess that's all. That's all of my rideshare income.
Well, I think it's your
Amazon.
Yeah. It's just
Amazon.
rideshare.
Okay, but even that, I've only been doing like $300 a week on Amazon, so it'd still be about $100.
Okay.
I work a lot.
Well, and then with Sam, we didn't even know about this. She got in all these accidents. She wasn't working. That would have been great for her to have an income.
3 weeks where I had no income.
No income. Hurt. So this is for those, and let's face it, a lot of rideshare drivers are paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. So if their car goes down, they're screwed.
Yeah.
So they're backed by MetLife, is one of the largest insurance carriers in the United States. So, check them out. You can get a free month. Believe the link is in the Facebook. If it's not, you've seen our ads on social media. When you do sign up, if you use GR Podcasts, I got it right here. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Use the code GR Podcast. I didn't know when it was going to cut off. And you get your first month free. GR Podcast, first month free. So free. Jeez, free. I got too much going on.
You doing all right?
No, I'm actually not. So
you want me to?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
You had that opportunity as the producer.
You said what?
That's right. So next up, I'm really excited about this. It's Lyft rewards. Of course, they're. Everyone asks me. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. Probably 1 out of 10 are Uber and Lyft the same company, because it kind of feels like one does one thing, one does the other. They're definitely not the same company.
No, but their heat maps now are almost identical. They both have the little squiggle arrow.
I know. I guess, is it, usually it's Uber comes out and then Lyft follows. Yeah. But, so their new rewards, basically it's like silver, gold, and platinum. You get points. Now, the different thing about this is with Lyft, if you get 500 points, you get $5 cash back. So it's kind of weird. I mean, how hard would it be to get 500 points?
Well, you only get points for certain rides at certain times.
Right. So it's not. Well, doesn't Uber at least every ride you get a point?
Yes,
right?
Which is not the case with Lyft.
Okay.
Some rides will be 0-point rides.
So,
yes. So you can only earn it on some rides, and they're going to tell us when those times are.
Yeah.
But I do like that they don't have an acceptance rating built into this.
They don't. The rating is 4.90.
Right. Which is fine. I have a 4.99 on Lyft. I don't care.
Oh,
I'm not worried about it.
How's bragging camp?
Yeah. I don't care. It's better than my Uber rating, that's for sure.
What's your Lyft? You have 4.99?
Yeah.
So do I.
What's your Uber?
490.
Really? Oh, well, that's still pretty good.
It went down 0.03 since I got the car, and I got it back up for like a night. Up to 491, and then it went back down to 490.
Weird. That's because your back seat's for small people.
It is.
But anyways,
it's for small people.
So they have the gas rewards. So I have a little experience with that. I did get their debit card.
Yeah.
And I went to Marathon, and it gave me the 2%. It was like 89 cents. But then all of a sudden they put another 2% in there.
So you got 4%.
Yeah, but it was later on, and I only used the card one time. So I don't know if it's an error or
maybe it's part of their it's a promotional kind of thing.
Or I could be at a gold tier and I don't even know it because they're not doing the points yet. I don't know.
It seems weird they wouldn't just give you 4% at once.
Right up front. It was, I don't know. But, so you get all, roadside assistance discounted. If you're the higher tier, it's free and stuff. So it's kind of similar to
pretty close
Uber. But what I like about the Lyft debit card is you can set up goals. So you can say transfer $20 each day to save for, a snowman blow up. I don't know.
Yeah.
For Christmas, something like that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
So did your kid ask you for a snowman blow up this year?
No, he didn't, but he would love it. And I hate those things. Yeah. They're annoying. But yeah, if you, I think it's worth checking out. Now, I can't get the Uber card because somehow Uber thinks I have a GoBank account, which I did a while back, but I don't have it there anymore, and I don't know how to get it off. Every time I email them, they're like, so who knows?
Yep. I might get it. I don't know. I do like the idea of like the AT&T phone discount because that's who I use, but it's only limited to 1 year.
For the Uber card?
No, for
Lyft.
If you get to platinum, you get a discount, but it's only for 1 year.
But here's the problem: you got to pick one. I mean, which app are you going to focus on? I would like to focus on Uber, but I think I'm going to end up falling into Lyft. Although when surge happens, I don't really care at that point.
Yeah, right.
But
that's the thing. Monday through Thursday, I drive mostly Lyft. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, almost exclusively.
Oh,
Uber.
Interesting.
So
Why is that? Just more popular?
The surge on Uber.
Oh, yeah, I know that,
so
but during the week, why would you focus on Lyft over Uber?
Because I don't want to kill my acceptance rating on Uber because I get way more rides that are 10, 12, 13 minutes away that I don't want to take. So if I don't care on Lyft, I'll kill my acceptance rating. It's probably in the 20s at this point, and I don't care. So I just do Lyft during the week.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So next up, it's just about how Uber exploited Lyft. It's about cheating them out of minimum wage. So we've all heard about AB5 in California. This is more focused on the New York, whatever they call it there. I don't know. But so they interviewed somebody, and she talked about how they've narrowed when and where drivers can sign up their apps. She can get on the Lyft app during the morning rush hour, but not during the time she's available. She switched to Uber, but in mid-September, Uber began bumping drivers off the app if they don't get to a high-demand zone within 30 minutes of dropping off a fare. The crazy part is this line. Drivers say are not being told when they're bumped.
What?
So they're driving around waiting for a ride.
Yeah.
And they're
not even online.
They're not even online.
They're not going to get anything. Wow.
That
sucks.
Crazy. Because, why wouldn't you just kick them offline and be like, sorry, you're out,
Yeah.
But,
because they're pissed off and they're being petty?
Well, but what? Yeah, I don't know. I know they try so hard to take care of the drivers. Why wouldn't you just tell them, like, sorry, you're off. You can't drive anymore? At least be upfront and honest with them. One thing they wrote too, that the app or the drivers are taking home an average of $750 more per month than they would have without the pay standard. So I don't know. It's a TLC spokesperson, so it must mean that that's true.
Or a couple of them are.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Not
most
the
of them are taking
average.
less.
Yeah, that's true. There was something about the average that they talked about that said, the TLC has started to shift their language. Instead of saying minimum pay per hour, they're starting to say average pay per hour, which completely changes the whole dynamic of what the minimum pay was. That's like having McDonald's where one person makes 20, another makes 15, another makes 10. On average, sure, we're all making 15 an hour.
Right.
That doesn't surprise me that they did that.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It'll be interesting how this plays out. I hope it doesn't go in any other states. And it's going to affect us. If it doesn't come here, somehow it's going to affect us.
Oh, yeah.
If they're paying out more, we're going to get paid less, regardless. So,
yeah, they're going to have to make cuts somewhere. In certain markets, they have that wiggle room right now a little bit to be able to cut a little bit further, and they will.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I'm struggling.
We need a photo.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where I put it. These are out of order. Shoot. Where is that? No. Maybe I didn't load it in. Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. Oh. So this is Photoshopped. Completely obvious.
Wait, it is?
If Uber... I think they'd be...
If they gave us these options, it would be fantastic.
A much happier worker for them.
I know, but is that they wouldn't be woke if they used these words. So.
Or they would actually be.
Yeah,
that's true. So this somebody took a screenshot of Lynn who had a 3.71, and then although they did a really good job with the Photoshop,
it looks legit except for the swearing.
Yeah, Pack looks drunk as F. I just remembered this is cancel reasons. I just remembered I needed to effing pee. I saw the effing destination. F that. A lot of Fs. Yeah. Got a better ride on another app. That's probably the main one. Yep. I'm hungry AF. F the packs and F you too. Wow, I had to be real careful saying that one.
Slow down.
It just occurred to me that I'm a effing idiot for doing this in the first place. I quit. So
beautiful.
And did you see the rating?
Yeah, 3.71.
I bet you there's someone out there with a 3.71.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to deactivate these people.
But we keep seeing
even in our market.
Yeah, our market 4.5s, 4.4s. How low do you have to go?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Who's taking care of Facebook, man? We got no chatter in there tonight. Is it all on YouTube?
I've been talking a little bit.
Dustin.
Nobody will answer me.
Yeah. I don't what is
It's a slow night tonight.
Who said if Jason ever shuts up? Who commented on that?
Wow.
Your YouTube guy.
Oh, man. My YouTube guy.
Dustin said that our guest looks bored and that he should tell a story.
Well,
I said if
I have
Jason
great
ever
stories.
shuts up.
I always say, if you got something to say, when I take a
Tell
breath,
Jason to shut up.
when I take a breath, hey, I would love a little relief on this end. I know I took a couple of articles up front, so that's kind of my own fault.
Yes.
But all right, Ben, you're up.
Hey. So, one thing that I've told my wife a couple of times is I would just love to take our dog out Uber driving. I think passengers would just love having a puppy, but there's so many issues with allergies and whatnot. Well, then I came across a story about Uber, who is piloting in a couple different markets a new feature that lets U.S. riders alert drivers that a pet will be coming along. I would be so freaking happy if I got a pet riding along. Like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, bring your dog. That sounds like fun.
I have a seat cover in my trunk, so I would just pull it out and
and you
good
get
to
a
go.
higher rate of pay for those rides too. So Uber says it will pay drivers a significant portion of that surcharge on top of their standard trip earnings. That's what I call a win-win.
Yeah.
So I would love to pick
I
up.
get a dog.
I would
Can I
love
get
to
$3 more?
get picked up by somebody with a dog. That'd be fantastic.
I think it's bullshit because,
Oh.
well, I do because there's going to be people. It's just going to be a disaster. Do you really want just random dogs in your car? Like, it wouldn't be worth the pay. You're going to have a cleaning fee. What if he takes a piss? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna. I won't accept it.
Really?
I won't
Even
do
if
it.
there was an additional surcharge.
No, because if the dog, dog hair. Seriously, no, I have a leather, so it's easy to clean up.
Yes.
But if you have a cloth back
Which
seat,
I do.
you get a husky in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's
true.
game
You're
over.
done
You're-
for.
See ya.
Can
Enjoy.
you discriminate against pets? Like cancel when you pull up?
Well,
and
this
see
is
the
what
pet?
I'm worried about. When you go to do that and they say it's a service dog, that's
yeah.
what I'm worried about. And then you're like, oh shit, they
I have
just
to take that.
Well, don't you have to take that now?
You do.
Yes.
right. But once they offer, I guess my point is if you go to cancel the pet ride and they say, well, why, let's say you have a conversation with them, like a car seat, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they may say, well, why'd you accept it if you weren't going to take it? I'm like, well, your dog's a husky. I don't want him in here. If you're a little Boston Terrier like my dog, it's fine. But I feel people are going to be like, well, this is a service dog and you violated my rights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't do it. So
I'd say, well, I guess you got me. Hop on in, I guess.
I guess. But I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. It's not that.
I don't know. With my seat cover, I think I would still take the risk. I'd put it down. It has like a wax backing on it, so it's fairly water resistant. And
I've taken rides where people just ask me to take their normal dog.
Yeah.
You shoot me a message and ask me.
I
then
did have one girl try sneaking
I
a
don't
chihuahua.
Really?
Sneak in a
Yeah.
chihuahua?
Yeah.
Sneak in
Oh,
a
man.
whole dog?
Yeah, it was a puppy. It was little. She was hiding it.
Chris, he drove somebody's dog, only their dog, from Grand Rapids to Holland, and then
Sounds
That is a
fantastic.
blessing.
yeah,
That is a blessing.
that would be amazing.
It all depends on the. Yeah, that's
always-
right. Yeah, Chris, that's right. He went into those people's house
They
Yeah.
opened the garage door for
from
him.
the app.
Yeah.
And he went in and got the dog. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah,
That's
that would be a little
weird,
interesting.
I
I'd
just,
still be excited.
how much extra pay are you getting?
Like $3 or $4.
You
I
get to
thought.
hang out with the dog
Like,
for
it's not
45
much.
minutes. That's enough tip for me.
Right?
Well, yeah, I love dogs, but again, I know I'm being a little prude about it, but I'm
And
just saying.
obviously, if it's
I'm
late
surprised.
at night,
know.
if it's busy, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
there's a
during
lot
the
of things I
day
would
where
cancel.
I could take 10 minutes to clean the car
Exactly.
out, whatever.
I have a handheld mini vacuum that I can suck up any pet
Keep it in
hair
your
with.
car.
How's
Yes.
Bragging Camp? It's like a dust buster.
Yeah.
Do you know what a dust buster
Yes,
is?
I know what a dust buster
It looks
is.
like a gun though,
Ooh.
which is kind of funny. I could pull that out if somebody was being threatened.
Oh yeah, I bet they'd be real scared of that.
Kapow! Anyway,
I don't think
So,
anybody's
yes.
threatened by you, Ben.
no, I'm too much of a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Nobody takes me seriously when I'm mad. They just point and laugh.
If you did want to hurt somebody, you're a bear.
I
If you ever
could.
meet Ben in person,
Like,
put your
probably
hands
just,
your
like,
hands up to his hands. He will like. How's that again? All right. So next up is our segment with Legal Rideshare. We have a video where we talk about insurance, and I'll play that. But check them out if you are ever involved in an accident, and you should always go to the hospital if you're involved in an accident, anyways. But especially with the rideshare, you just never know what's going to happen. And it's best to get checked out right away. And if you are injured, please reach out to them. You can reach out to them, help@legalrideshare.com. Bryant is great. He will take your call, or somebody will take your call, and he'll get into contact you with you real quick. So we're going to play that video. If I could put these in order, that would be better next time. And then we'll be back with you. Mm-hmm. Hi, guys. We are here with Bryant from LegalRideshare.com. He helps drivers in accidents when they're injured and a whole bunch of legal advice. And we're going to talk about how important it is to have that ride share insurance.
Yeah. Hey, Jason. Thanks for having me. So rideshare insurance is something that drivers call us all the time to get advice on. It is imperative to protecting yourself and filling gaps within the Uber and Lyft insurance that can leave you really vulnerable. So as most drivers know, there's 3 periods of operating an Uber or Lyft vehicle. Period 1, when you're cruising around waiting for a fare. Period 2, when you've got the ping and you're on your way to pick up the passenger. And period 3, when you've got the passenger in the car. During periods 2 and 3, you're pretty well protected. Uber and Lyft are going to provide collision coverage that matches your personal policy. Granted, the deductibles are too high for our liking. And they're also going to provide uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage for you in the event that somebody causes you injury and flees the scene or isn't properly insured themselves. But it's period 1 where drivers really find themselves in sticky situations. During period 1, there's limited coverage for collision. There's often not UM and UIM coverage depending on the state you live in. So you need to be providing that coverage for yourself, filling the gap by taking out the proper rideshare endorsement with your personal policy. It's going to cost you a little bit extra money, but it is worth every penny because it's going to get your car back on the road if you get in an accident, which means you're going to start making money again sooner rather than later. And it's going to protect you if you've got medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering based on an injury that an uninsured driver or a hit-and-run driver caused.
Yeah, I know Uber recently started covering period 1, but very limited coverage. I don't even think there's any bodily injury
That's right.
with that.
So Uber has taken some steps. I think Lyft is still a little bit behind in that regard. But what you're going to get from a rideshare endorsement is certainly going to protect you better than the limited coverage that the rideshare companies are currently providing.
Okay. Yeah, I know that the second Farmers was the first in Michigan, and the second that they started offering it, I canceled my insurance company with someone else and went to Farmers because I wanted to be covered right away. So I've had it from almost day 1 in Michigan here. So
yeah, and just as with other devices like dash cams or anything else, we don't really endorse one company over the other.
Right.
But we recognize how important it is to have that coverage. So go to Farmers, get a quote. Go to State Farm, get a quote. Most of the big companies are offering this now because rideshare has totally taken over, our world.
Right.
So find out who is going to provide you the best coverage for the cheapest price and sign the dotted line because you shouldn't not have that endorsement for one more minute.
And it's cheap. I mean, it's like $30 more a month, maybe. I think it might be even less than that for me. And then, of course, it depends on how old you are, just like any insurance. So.
Well, and this is your job. This,
right.
You are, for better or worse, you're an independent contractor. You own your own business.
Right.
So you need to protect yourself as if you're running a business. At Legal Rideshare, I've got a liability policy in case our sign falls down and hits somebody. This is your coverage. This keeps you on the road. This keeps you protected. It's a cost of doing business, and it's well worth it.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. If someone wants to reach out to you and ask questions about insurance or anything legal related, how can they get a hold of you?
So they can visit us online at LegalRideshare.com. They can call us at 312-767-7950. And they can also email me at help@LegalRideshare.com. I also recommend our social media. I think we're a pretty good follow.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it.
You seem so thrilled.
Was I?
You seem thrilled.
So pull the curtain back a little bit. That was like I'd been recording for him for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that I basically what I did is each segment we broke it up. So their social media follows the best on Twitter. They're most active on Twitter. Okay. And next week, their ads with us are done. Hopefully they'll re-sign on. But I do have a snippet video. Maybe I'll share it on social media. This is their story, how they got started. Okay. And they actually got started kind of on Twitter. It's kind of a cool story how they kind of like, well, maybe we should do this. So you're up, Sam.
All right.
Oh, no. Nope, it sure isn't. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Do you want me to be producer again?
No, I don't. What I honestly did is I didn't put these in order, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
So the other day I had to get my front brakes done, and I took an Uber, and I took this picture while I was sitting in the back seat. I just thought it was a little interesting. If any drivers in our market are making $10 an hour before expenses, I am concerned.
Yeah, you're doing something wrong. I mean, there's times Sam talked about last night it was horrible.
I made $15 an hour before expenses last night.
So it does
happen. But regularly enough that I'd put a sticker up about it, not personally. But it was just kind of weird. I mean, he had them on both seats in the back. So if you were anywhere in the back, you could leave a tip. That was super loud.
What, when I
put the drink down?
Did you look inside to see if there's any money in there?
I did not.
Because that's a big hole.
It is.
I mean, you could probably stick your hand in there.
I mean, he comes to Grand Rapids at like 7 o'clock in the morning from Lansing.
What?
Ooh.
No, he has an off-book passenger that he takes to and from Lansing every day. So he drives her in, works in Grand Rapids all day long, and then drives her home.
Nice.
And
every day.
Every Monday through Friday.
Interesting. That is so strange.
So
why?
That makes
so many
money.
questions.
I gave him a $3 tip in the app. It was a good ride. We had a great conversation. He was very nice. But
yeah, I don't know if I would put that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would never put a sticker like anything about my pay or anything like that in my car.
Would you do anything? Would you do something like tips are appreciated?
I have a sign.
Okay.
You know, the ones that you get on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
It says tips on it.
Okay, so you're just saying you wouldn't put like how much I get paid.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
Well, the problem is honestly though, a lot of the ads and people like the layperson, they think it says make $30 to $45 an hour on those ads. You know, and people get those ads all the time.
It's like, oh, these people are making bank. So
why would we tip them?
Do you have passengers that ask you how much you make
regularly?
Yeah.
Do you answer?
Yeah.
I give like ball.
Well, I mean, it's not, it's not that big of a deal if they're really interested in driving or if they want,
I give them
even if I'm
the
having a bad
brutal
week.
end of honesty.
Yeah.
I'm like, there are days where I go home and I have not made minimum wage.
There are days I go home and I cry in my Cheerios.
Or ramen or whatever.
Exactly how I feel.
So, I mean, I'm like, but then of course there's always those couple days of the year where it's just, it's a blowout. It's a fantastic night.
Yeah.
But I was like, more often than not, like I get by, my bills are paid. That's really all I can say.
All I can
my bills are paid.
Now, Jesper won't go around and say how much he made last weekend because, I mean, he made killer money. We're talking killer money.
Yeah.
Like above the 500 range.
Jesper often makes killer money.
I know.
He's a day?
For the weekend.
For Friday and Saturday.
Oh, well, I mean, I've done that before.
On the regular, though?
Oh, no, I don't know how you do that. I mean, you guys.
Well, he did it over Pulaski weekend.
Well, that's one
but
thing.
he's basically saying that he made more than he did over New Year's weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said. I mean, Pulaski weekend's my busiest weekend.
I never
of the year.
known that it would. Maybe I never worked that weekend.
Between Friday and
it takes
Saturday,
an expert to know these things.
I think I broke $630 between Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
When? This past weekend?
No, Pulaski.
Oh. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a great weekend.
When someone asks me, they always like, "Oh, you must be balling on the weekend." I was like, we're not balling, but sometimes we have good nights.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's all I say.
Yeah.
I like average. I would say my average is probably like 150 for a weekend night.
Yeah.
Friday night, that's standard for me, about 150.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember back in the days, man.
No.
We used to make like 200, 250 a night.
I mean, you drive to Allendale and make $75 on one trip.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I started, which 2 Decembers ago, 2 Decembers ago.
Yeah.
Was my first month. And on a Saturday night, I would make $230, $240, no problem.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
And yet I still do it. I don't know. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So do you
I
guys
guess.
mind if I ask what your biggest week was? You guys got to remember that, right? Because I don't think I've broken the 1,000 mark.
Oh,
Oh, I've
yeah.
I've done.
I am
By like $20 I have.
Really?
Well,
not. I'm just a part timer, so
Yeah, I'm a
I mean, I
full-timer.
used to do it like every day, and I don't think I've ever broken the 1,000
really?
mark. Nope.
Like you drove for a while full time, like in the summer,
yeah,
like
my
when
first summer when it was
Yeah.
busy and
'Cause
we were
it
the
like
was
summer
good.
is tough.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do in the school year.
Were you running both
Well, I
apps?
mean, no, I'm talking about only like on one. I only use the one, so
Really?
yeah, I've only ever used Uber.
Have you signed up for Lyft?
Yeah, I've signed up and stuff. I mean, I've
Never
taken,
mind.
like-
Don't talk to me. I can't need money out of you. I don't care anymore. No, you should. Honestly, we recommend you drive for both because you never know.
Right.
I mean, because guess what? Uber could deactivate you for the weekend because someone said you were drinking.
Right, exactly.
Like, and if you
Just
need that,
anything, yeah.
if you need that money, okay, I can just go drive on Lyft. So
Or when
I mean,
Amazon tells you can't work for 4 days because
That's your
they
problem.
haven't
You-
verified a driver's
you
license.
waited too long for that. You
Yeah,
waited to the
yeah.
day of your birthday to get that done. So
I've
all-
done that too.
we've all done it.
Yeah.
So
It's called procrastination.
Oh yeah.
we got Joe Hoffman on YouTube.
From DC, Baltimore. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, in DC, you better be making that kind of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next up, this is kind of an interesting story. So the AB5 is now kind of got into the adult entertainment world. I highlighted a few things.
So this is
that-
your favorite article of the week. What's
You know,
that?
it was, and most of the thing I'm going to talk about, I'm trying to get a laugh out of it, so it's not serious. But so one of the things I highlighted that gives them the right for workman's compensation protections. I wonder what could happen on set with that you might get injured.
Oh,
You want to
I
describe it,
wonder.
Sam?
Nah,
We
not
should- we
really.
should
Oh.
ask the infamous
I mean-
DR over here.
Maybe after midnight.
If John, we need to get John on the
Yeah,
podcast.
where's John at right now?
We'll definitely lose our sponsors if we bring John on the podcast.
Right.
This is true.
It says the law also protects adult film stars from sexual harassment, which I'm not making light of it, but I mean, it's like,
Really?
I mean, yeah, really. I mean, although
I have so many questions with that.
I know. Well, although we, in our mind, we think of this skeezy place, but a lot of it's pretty
It
professional.
is.
So
when you're offset, you still expect to be treated with respect.
You're right. You're
And
right.
That's it.
jokes aside, you're right. And of course, just like everything else with AB5, they're not prepared for smaller paychecks because now they're going to have to pay taxes. They're going to have to
Yep.
do all that crap that normal employees do, like I do, you do. You guys don't. You're independent contractors, but yeah. So it's
You're
even
about to be.
yeah,
For a season.
yeah. Shh, it was a secret. What the hell, bro?
Oh.
It's not a
was?
secret.
No,
We all
no,
knew.
I know. So yeah, it's just interesting. Everyone thinks about Uber and Lyft, but it does list dozens of that are exempt from AB5. Doctors, lawyers, architects, accountants, PIs, commercial fishermen, and manicurists and estheticians. Are you proud of me saying estheticians right? That
good.
is a
Really
tough
am.
word for
impressed.
me, and I didn't even
Yeah.
pre-read
You
that.
didn't even stumble. Over
I
it.
know,
Yeah.
I know. I was like in the zone.
Yeah, I'm a little
No way
proud.
I would have got it.
No, it looks weird. It's like Wisner or Weisner. Do you want to tell the
Wisner.
story about that? Because I saw your
Okay.
video. It's kind of funny.
Well, which one? The
This
first
is-
time or the second time?
Well,
she did
the
it?
first, I don't know. We didn't know you when that video came out.
Okay, so the first time I did it, I couldn't even tell you what we were interviewing about, but it was on one of the news sources in town here, and in the interview that they showed on TV,
what were they interviewing for? Like the low, the
probably
new, the
pay
penny
or
surge.
something. It's been a while now, but they ask you on camera to say your first and last name
Yeah.
and spell it for them so they
Yep.
get it right. So on camera, I'm saying Aaron Wisner with my name, and she continues to go on the air and say Wiesner, which is not
Wiesner?
even close to how it's spelled
She,
at
like,
all.
I thought
Added
she
a
said
letter.
Weisner.
No, she said Wiesner.
Wiesner.
That's why I was like, what?
Wiener?
So, I was all excited being on the news for the first time. So I
Yeah.
took a video of it to send to my mom, of
Yeah.
all people,
Well, yeah,
and,
of course.
she
Right.
she says Wiesner on it, and I'm like, God, just like going off, of course, my one time. So then the next time she messages me back and she wants to do a second interview. So when we go in there, I do the same thing, say your first and last name and spell it. And I do. And I said, hey, you made my mom pretty upset last time when you botched my name so bad after
Yeah.
I did
Right.
this. I said, so just make sure you get Wisner on it this time, blah, 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 all this other stuff. So it finally comes out in the news. I have like 4 or 5 people watching what I post at that point because they loved it the first time.
Your reaction?
And it was like twice as bad. She emphasized Wiesner on this. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I told you, that's it, Candace. I'm done. I'm not coming back. I'm not interviewing you anymore. Well, I said, I know you did this on purpose.
Well, I feel like the second time she did.
Yeah,
because
I know.
I know they take a lot of pride in their work, and if they screwed it up, they're like, "Oh man, I can't do this again."
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to make a joke.
I'm a professional.
Absolutely. She definitely did that on purpose.
Well, awesome. Have you found out too that when you watch the final cut that they're like, you can't ever believe everything what the news says. If you're ever involved in a story, let's say there's a crime that happens to your neighbor, and then you read the news, you're like, that didn't happen that way. I was right here, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone believes the news. It's not like it was back in the day, with Walter Cronkite.
I hardly ever watch anymore.
No, I don't either. I don't even have a cable. Like, I don't even.
Neither do I. I'm strictly like with the apps now.
Yeah.
Just because I can pick and choose what I want, and it's way cheaper.
Right.
Have you seen the Last Week Tonight from last week?
The what?
Or
who?
The Last Week Tonight from John Oliver?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a show on HBO. But he featured like the weather, and Gary from Kalamazoo. I guess he was a notorious weather guy at Kalamazoo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it made it.
It's a pretty old video.
He broke down frequently, yelling at people on the weather.
Like yelling at staff?
Yeah, for not being appreciative or being upset that it's going to be cold or. And it got onto.
Oh, you mean Gary Frank?
Yeah.
Yes, Gary
Frank.
Oh,
that's not that old. That's only a couple years old.
Yeah,
but it's
like years. 3 years.
They just featured it like the other day.
Oh, yeah. About they were talking about the weather.
Okay.
And that was
I did
the
see
best thing they could find to put on the weather was our local weatherman.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't actually get mad, but I don't think he's legit mad.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too.
Yeah, I did too. It was great.
So, Ben is going to talk about, and I got the picture ready. This is his new business.
Well, he gets it ready for you.
Hey, I'm prepared.
This may be a little bit offensive, but I'm going to go with it. It's hilarious. You've all seen.
Okay, what's offensive about it?
The fact that
there's a whole website called People of Walmart.
I know. I was just going to reference that. I mean, we've all seen the People of Walmart, and here they are in the new Uber service for
well,
Walmart.
What's crazy is what are you thinking?
I love it, man.
Well,
right? And
I'm
what
pretty
is
sure
that?
they
Is that
come
a
from
dragon?
some place that they don't really do a lot of thinking.
Well, I mean, I feel this
looks like their gene pool's
She's
pretty small.
barefoot. And she has a dragon.
And behind it, there's a sign that says 405-297 help.
For Medicare help.
Medicare.
They're going to need some Medicare help after this ride.
Well, what the crazy part is like, that's not a crappy truck. It's not like Russ. It's a decent truck. And
that's what they put all of their money on, which is why they can't afford shoes or an actual Uber.
Oh, and she's wearing slides. The more you look at the picture, you see she's wearing slides. Is that a he?
I think it's a he.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I legit thought it was two women.
It's the quadruple elbows is what throws it off.
I'm so sorry. I legit have looked at this picture like 3 times, and I thought it was another woman.
There's just so much to analyze here.
Yeah, the slides, those are going to fall off. Like,
and she's barefoot already. Like, did she lose her slides, or what's
it's
going on?
It's the brakes for breasts on the back of her.
What I like is looks like she's hiding from the camera.
Yeah, she's like, I know how I look.
Behind her dragon pinata.
Oh man, is that a pinata?
I don't know.
I would love for it to be a pinata because that just adds so much more depth to whatever we're looking at right now.
I don't know.
Oh man,
it's something.
You guys are going straight to hell.
Yeah, so are you.
Yep.
It's been a long time coming. I'm just waiting at this point.
You're so young. You got time. So this video is about LAX changing pickup locations, and we are going to play that if I'm ready. Hopefully it plays.
Hey, look at that LAX pickup.
Leaving Los Angeles International Airport will get trickier come Halloween. Starting the 29th, rideshare users and taxi passengers will have to take a shuttle to this parking lot in order to get picked up.
Oops, sorry guys.
That's bad. I'm not flying here. Not after the October 29th.
Shut up, you will too.
Passengers are already nervous for the transition.
Yeah, I'd be
but Los
pissed.
Angeles World Airports officials say the change is expected to reduce 15% of all traffic out of the central terminal area.
It's going to be a dedicated shuttle bus system, and we're actually going to reconfigure the lower level curb front so that the lanes that this bus is going to use is completely unimpeded.
The maximum estimated time that you could spend on a shuttle is 15 minutes
Until
with no
an
more
Uber
than
driver
2
parks
stops.
there.
Buses
really
will run
like this.
every 3.5 to 5 minutes. But still, for some, that's not fast
Hey, she got a
enough.
car seat.
That's too much of
Smart.
a hassle, especially with a baby. I feel like it's already taking a long time just waiting. From
Oh my
the
gosh.
so
I'm a valley girl.
shuttles do a lot just to take another ride.
To sweeten the deal, there will be food, music, and bathrooms next to the lanes where taxi, Uber, and Lyft
Oh, that's
drivers
kinda cool,
can
though.
It'd be nice to have
So
a bathroom.
we will have,
Why-
any given time,
Oh,
2 to
I have
3
to talk
food
about-
trucks that
we'll
are going to be
talk
out
about
there. So if you want to grab a snack on your way home.
Look at
or
this guy
back to the
smirking.
hotel,
He's like, let me
Like,
give,
he's-
give me
he's
some
real
more
proud
money.
of it.
while you're-
He's
dropped
real
off.
proud of
Don't
it.
have to worry, though. Rideshare and taxi drivers will still have full
Well, that guy,
access
that-
to departure lanes.
How does he have a job?
So, Mark and Michelle, this starts at 3 a.m. on October 29th.
3 a.m.?
So
That's
weird.
weird.
Thinking
Time.
ahead to Thanksgiving and
Well, it's gotta
Christmas,
be while
you
the
might want
airport's
to add
closed.
a
I
little
mean,
time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't think their airport closes, does it?
I mean, there's a certain
Anyways.
time where flights just don't come in, right?
Not at LAX. I'm sure it's just
Yeah.
like O'Hare.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Grand Rapids, they stop by like 1 o'clock unless something's
LAX
really
has gotta
delayed.
be way worse
but
than O'Hare.
You think so?
Oh yeah, O'Hare's not even that bad.
So
I mean,
what?
Toronto is worse
I
than
know,
O'Hare.
why haven't we like sponsored that porta potty?
So
yet?
we talked about it. Well, we get all these ideas that come in,
Yeah.
and then we don't follow through sometimes.
I think it's still a great one to follow through on.
Well, I've been curious how much a month it would cost to get that thing cleaned. Is it $100 a month?
Right.
I think it depends on how many users you have. And it's hard to put a number on it.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we could average 7 an hour.
They probably you probably start with a guess, and then they take what they get and
The volume of.
and probably make a better estimate than we can.
I don't
So-
think they actually measure it because I've seen them clean it out. They just stick that hose in there and suck it out.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess if it's overflowing, they're like, oh, we may need to add another unit.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is I see the pictures from Detroit and what is it, DTW?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're disgusting there.
Yeah.
They're animals. Like, I'll see pictures of like poop all over the wall inside of a porta potty. I'm
Let's
like,
back it up. We're talking Detroit here, so
well, I mean, we're human
Weird
beings.
though. Even at McDonald's here, you're gonna find things on the walls that have no business being there.
Right. Well, I think we should look into it because
I agree.
it is nice if you have to go to the bathroom. I mean,
And I mean,
I think this whole situation with the parking lot and the shuttle bus is awesome. I like it a lot.
really?
Yeah, especially at LAX and like places like Toronto and I guess
Do you
even
fly into
O'Hare.
those often?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you do?
I travel a lot.
For what?
fun.
Pleasure?
Or whatever. I mean, for whatever, like internships.
It's amazing
or
the amount
pleasure or
his
whatever.
generation can afford to travel because I don't know how they do it.
Right.
But no, this is common. This is not unusual that people in their young 20s do
make sure I do
a
it
lot of
because I
traveling.
know in about 5 years it's going to never happen again. So, I mean,
Well,
I've been
once
all
he's-
over the place.
Well, I guess it's most of the priorities of
Yeah.
what he does. I mean, he probably saves his
Doesn't
money.
do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I just make sure I give myself a week or two, to go somewhere and look at something.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I know this is kind of not rideshare related,
Hey,
but
whatever, it's fun.
yeah, it is.
But
So,
for sure, I'm thinking moving a parking lot over there, even though it's far away, but a shuttle bus to just.
it's
get
a
rid of
good
that
idea,
traffic,
but the
I think
shuttle
it-
bus is a pain in the butt. But if they can't add another area, then that's
Yeah.
what they got to do.
And
It
I'm
really
sure
depends
they
on
need
how
to
much
do
they
something
stay
about
up with it.
congestion.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about. And
have
Right,
to.
and how much that shuttle bus is coming through in a place like LAX. Are you going to do that every 5 minutes? That would be worth it.
I think they said the longest wait would be 15, but the average was 3 to 5, which isn't
that's
terrible.
not bad.
The average is 3 to 5. I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, as an
Yeah.
I think
average.
it's more of a hassle factor that they don't want to load their luggage on a shuttle bus, then unload it, then load it in the car.
It's a big hassle.
Yeah.
It is, but
Can you imagine doing that with
Especially
kids?
if you have a lot of stuff.
yeah,
or
with
stuff.
kids,
Yeah.
yeah.
So next video up is hopefully this one plays. I think this is the one I had. Oh no, there's the LAX I had trouble getting,
Yeah.
but the
grandma.
title says "Grandma Stabbed." So
Yeah.
Grandma.
I didn't really.
I watched it.
Okay, good.
An argument between a grandmother and
Hello.
an Uber driver turned violent in Boyle Heights. The driver didn't want to carry the woman because she didn't have a car seat for her
I mean,
grandchild.
come on.
Then the passenger refused to get out and started hitting the driver with her purse. Police say the driver pulled out a knife and then stabbed the grandmother in the stomach. That's when a Good Samaritan named Jose stepped in. He refers to the driver as a male, but she was actually a woman.
That's when I had the advantage.
Okay, we're going to start this one over again because I walked all over it. I'm sorry. We're going to start over, and then something funny else happened, so let's see if we can get through this.
An argument between a grandmother and an Uber driver turned violent in Boyle Heights. The driver didn't want to carry the woman because she didn't have a car seat for her grandchild. Then the passenger refused to get out and started hitting the driver with her purse. Police say the driver pulled out a knife and then stabbed the grandmother in the stomach. That's when a Good Samaritan named Jose stepped in. He refers to the driver as a male, but she was actually a woman.
That's when I had the advantage to hit him twice and try to get her off the girl. From there, I noticed that he was grappled on my leg, and then I kicked him off, and then Birdie noticed that I got sliced.
Wow. Jose suffered a cut to his ankle. Thankfully, it wasn't serious. The grandmother was taken to the hospital. There's the Uber driver identified as 21-year-old Alexis Leyva. She's charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
All right.
Wow. Wow.
So much to say.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get pissed when I show up to someone and they have a child and they don't have a car seat.
Right.
It's such a waste of my time. But what an overreaction.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Should Granny hit you with her purse? No, it's rude. But a stabbing is not a proportional response.
Well, here's
to that.
the thing is they're going to get deactivated.
Yes.
I mean, so
they're going to jail.
right. Yeah, that's true. That's not an
His
appropriate.
priority is deactivation.
Right.
He stabbed somebody in the
Well,
they made that clear.
Well, I saw the video.
And just to let you know, if you ever get tattoos, which I have a lot of them, don't get them on your neck. Just heads up.
I have one on the back of my neck, so
You do?
I sure do.
Well, right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your hair. Well, turn around.
See it. Show the camera.
What is it?
Can you see it? I don't know.
Tip your head back or tip your body back. It's covered.
It's fine.
What is
I'll
it?
picture it later.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Pete knows what it is.
that's not what I thought you said. Starts with a P, but that's not what I thought that came out.
Like right now, I got to edit all this stuff.
Oh no, not that
too.
But anyways, yeah, just don't get it on your face. My boy reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, where'd you get your tattoos?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's I told him, and I was like, just don't get it anywhere like on your face or neck.
You have one like right here.
No,
or a teardrop.
When I worked at the jail, there were quite a few of 19-year-olds that came in and they all had a little teardrop, and I was like, "Oh,
what is that supposed to mean?
Tough.
Somebody died or something.
You
right?
killed someone."
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's not what I thought it was. She would know.
Like each teardrop is like. So they come in the county jail like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fake.
Yeah.
They didn't kill anybody.
Well, they're 19. Of course they didn't.
Seriously.
I mean, yes, do 19-year-olds
Yes.
murder? Sure.
Sure, of course.
Regularly enough that they're coming through the kitchen at a Kent County jail?
No, probably not.
Because no violent offenders ever came through the kitchen.
Yes. Can we go back to that video? Did you guys notice not only was he wearing Crocs?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
Yes,
gal.
That's what
saw
I was
the
most
Crocs.
concerned about.
No,
is the Crocs.
Jason was concerned with the girl.
I wasn't concerned at all.
Oh.
I'm not lying. I was not concerned.
She
But yes,
grabbed my
the
ankle
Crocs.
and now
Not
I'm
only the
forced to wear
Crocs, but he had weed socks on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did?
Well, that was at the scene.
California.
Yeah, that was at the scene, right?
It's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I just thought
legal
it was
here,
funny.
too.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. I don't know. I don't have
Wow.
socks. Do you even know where that's from?
I've heard it.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Party time. Excellent.
It's dumb.
Even I knew
It's
that.
too
He's
dumb.
younger than you, and he
I know,
knows it.
It's dumb.
And I grew up
Can't
sheltered,
watch
and I
that.
know what that is.
And I know Garth Algar is the greatest drummer to ever live.
Who?
Garth Algar?
His name's Algar?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just know Wayne and Garth.
Oh.
That's a good movie. We should watch it. Anyways.
No.
So this is kind
Excellent.
of a party on. I was trying to get back on track, and you're like, excellent. This next picture, I'm sure you've seen it. It says, I don't always go the extra mile, but when I do, it's because I miss my exit. How many of you drivers, when
Daily.
No, but do you, if you're going and you get a ride request and you just pass the exit?
Not if I have to turn around.
Yep. See ya. Decline.
No, I did actually turn around for an XL yesterday.
Well,
Only because it was an XL.
yeah, it all depends on
But-
on what it is, but yeah,
But normally, if I just miss the exit, nope.
Yeah, I mean, it's
my bad.
Unless it's the next exit is really close.
Right.
I mean, we're talking like a tenth of a mile, which never happens.
No.
44th and 36th.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That
those
one's
are-
pretty close.
Or yeah.
But the worst
super
one is
speedways.
the worst one is when you miss the Cascade exit and you're like,
Oh my god.
No chance.
forget about it. You're never getting a ride,
It's
sir.
over.
Yeah. Or I mean, even just from Plainfield to Leonard is a haul.
It is.
Yeah.
Server to
It's like
post.
4 miles.
Yeah. Like if
crazy.
you miss Plainfield, nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going back to Grand Rapids. So
Right.
Let's just go.
Yep.
Did I miss an? Oh, I did. I missed the ad spot. Whoopsies.
Okay,
So
let's do it.
I'm
That's
sorry.
your favorite one. Too.
I know.
You've
So-
been trying to talk about the whole time.
What I was, the Car Star?
With your
Oh, yeah. So Car Star is one of our longest sponsors. They are out on Cascade Road. Let me get the address, 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids. So we sat down with Steve from Car Star, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just a little snippet about what we talked about, what you should do to prep your car for winter. And it's out of order, but check this out. It's about 4.5 minutes. So, but it's a good little chatter. So here we go.
So what are we supposed to do to the cars before that white stuff falls on the ground, Steve?
Well, a lot of people think that you're going to do a detail in the spring. You know, they say, well, let's wait till after the winter and all that good stuff. But with the waxes and the ceramics out there now, the key is to have it done before winter hits. Because the hydrophobic principles of the wax and that is to keep the stuff repelled off of it.
Okay.
So when you look at a car when it makes it through the wintertime, and you're looking at mostly like the back of the cars, they used to call it rail dust. It's like this orange little spots that end up on the back of your car.
Especially white cars.
Especially white cars, silver cars really stands out.
Yeah.
So what that is, several theories on it, but it's like the high metallic brakes.
Okay.
That stuff will go to the back. Usually on the lower part of the car, works all the way to the back. So that stuff is in the water and it's sticking to the car, and then it dries out. That sticks to it and it starts to rust. And that's where it's not the car rusting, it's the stuff that's landing on the car that's rusting.
Okay.
So that's where those little spots come from.
And what does that do to the finish?
Well, when you picture a finish of a car, everything is you've heard mirror finish.
Sure.
So the flatter, the smoother it is, the shinier it is, and the more that it repels water.
Okay.
So when you're looking at ceramics and different waxes and that's where it gets the depth, because you're actually taking those grooves and you're taking all those things out of the finish.
Okay.
So when you look at cars that have that on there, it's actually biting into the finish of the car.
Okay.
So acid rain, that bites into that finish of the car. Bird poop, tree sap, all of that stuff is eating into the clear coat of the car.
Okay.
Clear coats nowadays are so thin. We had Toyota in the shop that we were actually prepping the other panels for paint. And what you have to do is you take like a gray Scotch Brite. It's just a really mild sandpaper. Mm-hmm. And just by scuffing that across the surface, we were actually going through the clear coat. And you would get into the color of the car, because the manufacturers are trying to get their emissions down any way possible. And not just the emissions of what the car puts out, but the emissions they're using to make the cars.
Right.
So they're thinning out their clear coats. When you look at some newer cars nowadays, they've got that really orange peely, you really can't see yourself in the car finish. That's because they're putting it on so thin, so dry, so quick, trying to get that quick cure, that it doesn't have the shine, the build, the thickness that it did years ago. So that's part of the issue, is it's so thin, you need to get that protection on it.
Okay.
So those spots, those quote unquote rust spots, which aren't the car rusting, but the spots rusting, right? Whatever's on there.
Yep.
What I know that's been a problem at all our trucks at work are white. So we've had problems with that, and we've never really found anything that can get that off. Do you know anything offhand that's you can buy like in a auto parts store that would get that off without?
We've got some new product out there. a lot of the product that we use, you have to be licensed to buy it.
Oh, okay.
So that we have one. It's insane. I think we put a couple on our Facebook page, pictures of it, and Reflection Auto Detailing. It's another company that we opened up. You spray it on, and it turns every contaminant on a car purple.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you know where it's at.
Yep, you know where it's at, and you can just watch this stuff fall down.
Whoa.
And the only thing is it smells like a skunk or an Enterprise rent-a-car. I mean, it just...
It'll give you cancer. That's why you need a license.
It smells absolutely horrible.
Right.
But
it works.
Stuff works incredible.
All right, guys, we're back. So, cool contest. And we probably should have done this ad first, but who cares? CarStar Impact of Cascade is giving away a $200 detail. Now, you have to be local. I mean, for obvious reasons, you have to be local. So I am going to paste a link and to sign up for it. So it's a Google form, and it's going to be available between now and then we're going to give it away 2 weeks from now. Okay. So you can register once, and then if you share it, the post on social media, you can also get an extra entry. Okay. If you share it. So it's a $200 detail from Steve at CarStar Impact of Cascade. So that's a sweet prize. So you got 2 weeks to do that, and I'll do a social media post about it too. But yeah, you get one extra entry if you share it, and then obviously your original one. So Steve's great. If you need a detail, I mean, yeah, it's not your $8 detail like Mister. And we do talk about it. There is a bonus podcast with that. That's just a small snippet. It's like 35 minutes. But we do talk about how that detail it's a wipe down, but they do they're professionals. Yeah. They take seats out. He actually talks about a story where someone lost their diamond wedding ring, and they found it, and they had to take the seat out, and somehow it fell. There's sometimes under seats there's a slit. Mm-hmm. It fell in that slit, and it was like under the carpet.
Wow.
But they did find it. So, what do we got next? Oh, Ben.
Such a great image.
This is good, and I know there's going to be at least one of us four in here that I'm going to be mad at once I post this image. There we go.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways, but you don't have to. Please use your blinker. I get so tired of people who don't use their damn blinker. Like, it's simple. Just, if you're going to turn, put your blinker on. Don't make it confusing. I get so irritated. I'm a very road ragey driver, so don't.
I'm not.
Yeah, not at all.
Something tells me he's lying.
What did John say? Something if I took something, we talked about CBD oil because I take CBD oil.
So why are you still always raging?
Because CBD oil lowers anxiety. It just kind of, doesn't have THC in it, but. So does everyone here use their blinker religiously?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, you're lying. See, I told you there's one of the four are kind of bad at it.
So I do it fairly religiously, but I do catch myself every once in a while, especially on the highway when I miss it.
I mean, when I get really pissed at someone who stops in the middle of the road, I just go around them. I don't use my blinker.
You're raging then. No one uses their blinker when they're raging.
I do.
You do?
I'm sure.
But I'm a very straight-laced raging person.
Yeah, I'm sure his raging is like real under control compared to our raging. Like I'm yelling. I'm usually if I'm talking to Gabe and then I'm cussing on Telegram at Gabe. And
there's that meme that says like if you don't I don't know. I see it all the time. It's something like if you don't say what the F like 20 times while you're driving, you're doing something wrong, or like it's just all the time. I'm like, what are you doing? People are on their phones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot to tell you that app. Did I tell you about that app that pays you, quote unquote, if you have your phone on sleep?
I did see somebody post about that.
So I have used it. I mean, you can't use it as an Uber driver. It's funny. All these people are posting in the Uber group, but like your phone has to be dark. Like, what's the term for it? It's not sleep, but
I think it is sleep mode.
Is it sleep mode?
Sleep mode.
Basically, where it's the screen's black.
Right.
Well,
you can't have
lock.
GPS up?
No.
That's
See,
stupid.
the one ad I saw for it said you could have GPS up.
Oh, really?
But granted, with your iPhone, if you lock your iPhone and then you tap it and you have a map going, it will pull just your map up, but the rest of your phone's still locked.
Right. Yep.
So you might be able to do that.
I don't know if it pulls up GPS, though, does it? I thought it just gave you the directions at the top.
Mm-mm. I get a full map.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I guess what I'm talking about is why people are idiot drivers because they have their head in their phone. But I've used that app. It's actually made me not, because I know I'm getting paid.
Right.
Now, caveat, I found out this morning and I was a little fussy because I was like, I'm making like $4 a day because like I drive for my other job.
Right.
And so I just keep my phone in my pocket and go to my stops because I have a tablet that tells me where to go or whatever. So I can keep my phone in there. Well, come to find out, it's kind of like Speedy Points. So if you wanted a $1,000 gift card, you have to have $10,000 in
points. Yeah, you have
in
to have
points.
a lot more points.
A lot more points. Yeah. So it's still good. It
Yeah.
keeps me off my phone. So
Right.
it's kind of nice. But
So I have a story that I forgot to share with you
yes,
guys.
tell us. Stories are awesome.
So it's not about me. It's about my friend who I went out drinking with. She took a Lyft home a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she got in the car. The guy was super nice. They really clicked. They had a great conversation. They both are big art people, and he apparently had some work up in an art gallery. So she wanted to go see it. So she gave him her number to get them hooked up so she could go see his art when it was presented. Well, he abused that. Shocker. He harassed her for 3 days.
Oh, no.
Until she finally blocked him via text.
Okay.
But I mean, just messaging her about how he wanted to get with her and go on a date and this and then, the gross things that men do.
Wow.
None of us in here.
Wow.
Definitely
not me.
Some men do. And eventually she just had to block his number. But now she's like, I don't think I even want to take a Lyft because I realized during this whole thing, like, he knows where I live.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he does know.
Well, she should report him.
That's what I said, and I hope she did. That she hadn't yet, but I was like, just go back and do it, because odds are you're not the only one.
No.
Right.
No.
So,
man,
yeah, and that just sucks that there's a driver in our town who is not on our Facebook page. I looked.
Good.
That
Okay.
is
All right. Well, that's a plus.
That's a bonus.
That's doing this.
Is he at this table?
No.
All right.
Aaron,
honestly,
get out.
Honestly.
So.
Yeah, it's always, do you find when people complain about their drivers and you ask them, did you report them? They say, no, I didn't want to make a...
Most people say no.
I'm like,
well, come on. How is it going to get any better?
You clearly had a bad experience. It's all randomized. It's not like they know who's doing it. You're not going to hurt their feelings. If they're a creeper, they should be gone.
And even if you did hurt their feelings, who cares? They acted inappropriately.
Yes. Not us. Some other men.
Right.
So,
Indeed.
just want to mention the Patreon account. Ben put account. I don't know why.
Sorry. I'll take
I'm like
Patreon.
No, I'm like, what is it? Anchorman. That guy will read anything you put on the teleprompter. So our patron account or Patreon, whatever.
Patreon.
Patreon. But you're a patron of the Patreon. That's what it's.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Right.
Go to patreon.com/grrideshare. There's two. Please, just do it. If I could get one tonight, I would drive over to your house and hug you.
As long as you're in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I'm not driving to Tennessee.
They don't call him the rideshare daddy for nothing.
That's right.
I mean, to some people, that's probably more of a threat than a reward.
Hey, if they like this beard, it's a reward.
Right.
Who was it that called you a bear?
Probably
No,
Gabe.
No. Somebody I know thought you were a sexy bear. Oh, no, I know who it was.
Oh boy, am I gonna blush?
It's a friend of mine. And he had watched it. Yes,
it's 2019.
He had watched the podcast last time, and later on in my night of drinking, I forgot about this till now. He's like, so who's that sexy bear at the table? And I was like, you mean the one with the beard, right? Like, that's what bear means. He's like, yeah, that one. I was like, oh my God, Joe. Why?
So is he gay or straight?
Yes, he's gay.
Okay, well then I take that as a compliment.
It was meant to be a compliment.
But anyways, you can go to the Patreon, patreon.com/grrideshare. For $5 a month, you get absolutely nothing. It's just because you love us. It's called I'll Tip You in the App. And $10 a month is called the Unicorn Ride. And what you get there is a bonus podcast once a month. We did Amazon Flex last month. Sam and I sat down and talked about it. And then you get some merch from us, too. So check it out. Oh, you also get the Not Safe for Work pregame. Wasn't too bad tonight, but sometimes it gets crazy. So basically we start recording before we go live for y'all, and then we send that to, Larry gets a lot of it. So, but check it out, patron.com/grrideshare. The link is in the comment section. So,
in the description, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know how to decide that. Description, comment section.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us into tip time for the night. And this is something that I've experienced in my own family as we're budgeting and trying to figure out what to do because we all four have phones now, and that's a new thing for us. And as I was thinking about this from a family perspective, I kind of thought about it from a rideshare perspective and the importance of protecting your phone. Like, if you lose or drop or break your phone, you're kind of screwed unless you can, go out and borrow a phone or find somebody's phone. I don't know. So tonight's tip, invest in a good case. There are plenty of cheap, cost-effective options on Amazon. If you look for TPU, I don't know what it stands for, but I've ordered them before, and they're very budget-friendly and super protective, and they're pretty great. You don't need the brand name OtterBox or whatever they are.
No.
Just a simple TPU case from Amazon for $5 or $6 is going to help protect your phone. So invest in a good case. Put a screen protector on. You absolutely need those. And then look into Square Trade. If you have an iPhone and you have Apple Care, Square Trade is a much less expensive option. And you can use that for both Android and iPhone. Square Trade, they don't sponsor us, but I'm a big fan of their program just because it's inexpensive. The only thing that they don't cover is a stolen phone. So if somebody steals your phone, Apple Care or Verizon or whatever else, they'll cover that, but Square Trade will not. I think it's that reason why they're so much cheaper. So again, for tip time tonight, take care of your phone. You need it to make money, and so protect it, and it will continue to serve you.
When I was like, I tuned you out, and then I hear TPU, and I'm like, what does that mean? What's going on? Like,
I have no idea. Just
it sounded like CPU, and I'm like, wait, am I missing something?
TPU.
Wait, I'm the producer now.
Right. So definitely, that's such a good idea. Have you guys ever broke your phone while rideshare driving? I did it while flexing.
I mean, I was in the middle of my night during Pulaski days when I dropped mine on the ground. It still worked.
Okay.
It still works now, but the screen is cracked.
Is it like spider web or just a crack?
There's a couple cracks across the top corner and then a little one across the bottom. Like it hit like 2 rocks at the same time.
I work outside for my other job, and I just keep my phone, and I use I don't even know where my phone. Oh yeah, I threw it. It's just a really thin case, and I never damage it.
I mean, I had a $10 case off of Amazon on my last phone for almost 2 years, and it was fine.
No problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I don't use screen protectors either.
No,
really?
I had one.
I do.
I had one on mine, and it got scratched, and it was always dirty, and I took it off.
I like the real clean glass. I'm just like, you know what?
Agree.
I got insurance. I'll take the risk.
Yeah,
So.
I have the glass ones, and they break like crazy. The glass screen protectors.
Oh, the ones, okay, and they break.
Yeah.
I mean, it does protect your screen, but then you're like, okay, now I have this crack. I have to go. Do you put it on yourself, or do you had somebody do it?
I have somebody do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like a bunch of cracks on mine right now, but
Right.
Oh, we just got a patron.
Is it from Leah?
It is.
Yeah, she said she was going to do it.
Who's Leah?
My friend.
The drunk friend.
Yeah,
Who's
the
the-
creepy Lyft driver.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah. So.
Yes, we're gotta go to Leah. His English sucks. I said esthetician, but he can't.
Gotta go to Leah.
got to go to Leah.
I don't know what he
I
meant
think
by
he
that.
means way to go.
Way to go, yeah.
Probably.
Gotta go.
Or he was
Sweet.
talking about that hug you owed her.
I know. She saw the beard and she's like, is she a driver?
The rideshare dad.
She's
on
not?
his way.
What? You have really nice friends.
I do have really nice
That's
friends.
crazy.
What does she do?
She works at Calvin.
Okay. Well, sweet.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so social media shenanigans. This is kind of stuff where we see, we're like,
what is this?
Okay. I mean, all of our stuff is like that, but it's just kind of, it's supposed to be like a topic, a jumping off point. So let's see. Whose is this first one?
I've got it.
Ben's.
Yeah, but I got it.
Oh, you.
Yeah, me, the producer
somewhere around there.
Hopefully I got it.
All right. So Jen Gordon, I don't know Jen. I'll just start there. I just saw this post and I was like, huh? I've had a fair number of airport drop-offs in the few months I've been driving. I've always dropped passengers off at the entrance of their airline, like all cars dropping people off do. Of course, if it is a pickup, I pick up at the rideshare area. Today I was dropping off a passenger, and as he was unloading his luggage, an airport employee comes up and said that Uber and Lyft must drop off passengers at the rideshare area. What? It makes no sense to me to drop them off where they have to walk across the cars with their luggage. Is this some kind of senseless new rule? Or did I just get lucky enough to get a not-so-bright employee?
I thought, part of the assumption is the employees just must be stupid.
Yeah, seriously.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah, I don't know. But I always drop people off at their airline. Like, I ask them, what airline are you flying? But there's a little secret with that. There's not a real order. They're in alphabetical order.
Well, it's so small anyways. I mean, either door is going to get you. I mean, unless if they were walking with a cane, I would be really adamant. But I used to do that too, but I don't anymore. I drop them
in the rideshare.
Yeah,
I do
too. But yeah, obviously, if I had someone who had a difficult time walking, then I would go up and I would have no problem.
Well, I would do it. Security. I wouldn't even tell them. And
if they came up,
to you, I'd be like, "Listen, this person has trouble walking."
Right, but no, if the sign says commercial or rideshare vehicles go that way, I go that way.
Right.
That's it.
It's just cleaner. It's just easier. I mean, it's less traffic.
Plus, then if you drop them off there, they know where to get picked up.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, you're wrong, Ben.
I'm never wrong.
You don't do a lot of airport drop-offs, though.
No,
I don't.
Because
I mean, when's the last time?
You don't like having to go around a different way to get to
the
airport.
Because 96. Old man Ben over there.
It gave me gray hair. I have a patch of gray hair now.
Ben sends me these random pictures, and I'm like, I have a patch of gray, and I'm like, on your phone? He said, picture is the phone in the mirror.
It says I couldn't
You sent him a picture of your gray hair.
Oh yeah, he sends me weird pictures.
It's kind of a contest
because after midnight on the Telegram, I knew it.
Be careful. Do not friend Ben on Facebook. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're getting called out on Facebook, Ben.
Am I?
Right now?
Pete.
Telegram gives me great.
It's just rolling.
When I wake up in the morning and I see 1,000 messages on my home screen, I'm like, oh.
Now
read it,
try
Ben.
having 5 different active groups and how many messages you get in the morning.
No
5?
Chance. No chance.
You should see my screen. I mean, I got all the chats where we all talk about you, and then we all talk about Ben. I have a chat, and then we all talk about Aaron.
You wish.
You wish, he says.
This kid keeps getting all the good rides.
I know.
Up with this
guy?
You
were supposed to tell us your
secret.
My secret?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my secret, and it's a quality I have, and not a lot of rideshare drivers have it. They say they do, but they don't. I don't give a shit about anything I do.
I love it.
I will accept every ride that pings on my screen.
Really?
I don't care where it's going. I don't care how long the pickup ride is. I accept everything.
Really?
So is your acceptance rating 100%?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, then
So
you
you're
don't
not
accept
accepting
everything.
Well, that is true.
What a liar.
It's mostly well, what were the ones that I don't accept?
Right,
That's
you said it was 55%, so that's about half your
No,
ride.
that's my cancellation rate is kind of high.
Not 55%.
No, not that high.
5, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's your secret?
That's
you
my
take
secret.
everything, but you
I
don't?
take everything. I take
Almost
everything I
everything.
can.
But
if I get the ones that I don't accept are if I'm going to a destination and I got to be there at 8:45 at night.
Right.
And I get a ping at 8:30 and it's not in the direction I'm heading, which I get a lot for whatever reason. Where you pick up a ride and it's going in a completely different direction when you have your destination set.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
For Uber?
Yeah, a lot.
I feel like Lyft is terrible, but Uber, I don't feel like it's that bad.
Ubers I get where they'll say it's in the direction you're heading, but it's backwards and off the highway or something. It makes no sense, and it's a 3-minute ride. I'm like, this is not worth it at all.
Yeah. Although I feel like I said, every time you get in Telegram, he just gets in there to brag about his long trips. And then he ghosts us for like 2 weeks.
Yep, absolutely.
Then he's appalled by the things that we post, especially my handle, and then he disappears for 2 weeks.
Your handle's the best.
I knew they were going to sit me next to her for a reason. Okay? Because she terrifies me.
No one say the handle. If you want to know it, you join our group.
Exactly.
Damn it.
She is infamous as the DR, and that's all you get to know.
That's all you get. I love how Aaron looks at the camera. It cracks me up.
Because it's terrifying.
Yeah, like I just don't even notice it's there. So mine is actually from Grand Rapids too. It says, question for everyone. If you had a passenger that a friend called the Uber and Lyft for, and they decided to go to their car instead, what would you do? I kept insisting on him to go home, but he insisted over and over that he was good to drive and wanted to go to his car.
You want to hear my story on this?
Sure.
So this is back when I first started driving. I think it might have been my third or fourth ride. I drove this bombed out drunk lady who happened to be a teacher. And
those
her
teachers.
boyfriend.
I'm telling you, man, we really like whiskey.
Yeah. And then, so I'm driving them to their destination in Wyoming, and she's like, you need to stop here. I was like, oh, okay. And then the guy in the car, her friend, he's like, no, babe, we're not stopping for your car. You can't drive like this. And she's just insisting and insisting. And so finally, I was like, this is on her account. If she wants to get out, I'm going to let her get out. And so she did. She got out of the car, got into hers, and started driving down 44th. And next thing you know, there's a police car, pulls her over in like the New Beginnings restaurant parking lot. And so I'm seeing that happen, and I still have the other passenger that I have to deliver to his destination. So I'm driving him there, and we drive past as she's getting pulled over.
Ooh.
It's just like, oh my gosh. So I drop him off, and then I drive back again just to see what's going on. And
snoop around a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was doing the field sobriety test, and then
Not passing.
And so I'm just thinking, like, this is the teacher, and she has a DUI on her record, waiting for dad to come pick her up.
And it's your fault.
No, not my fault at all.
Just kidding.
She wanted to get out of the car, and I'm just like, seriously? I mean, you can only do so much when they're insisting to get out of the car.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, what do you do? I mean, you try to convince them and say, hey, let's just take you home.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you getting in your car.
And most drunk people, you can sweet talk.
Yeah.
If you're nice to them, so how about I just take you home? You don't worry about it. You just
Nice
lay
warm
back
bed
there.
We'll get there quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get your car in the morning.
Well, what's funny is I feel like the people that say, no, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, you drink and drive all the time. Why even bother this Uber if you think you're fine?
Yeah. Why did you call the Uber at all?
And of course, there's times where they said, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but like, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, man, have a good one. Because I can tell he doesn't seem intoxicated. Most of the time when it does happen, they're shit-faced.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, you're not in any shape.
Right. I've had plenty of girls say to me, I probably could have drove home. I was like, yeah, you probably could have.
Yep.
But it's a good thing you didn't.
And you probably would have made it.
Yep.
But what happens if you didn't?
Right.
It's just not worth it now.
So.
You guys are paying so little fare to get where you go. I mean, why even take the chance?
$10,000 DUI on average.
Yeah, the thing I always do with the thing I always do with drunk people is you say hell yeah to them. Anything you say, if you say hell yeah and then you go but, they'll listen to you no matter what. Hell yeah. Drunk people, anytime you say
like when you're like
wrapped up.
Anytime you say hell yeah to a drunk person, they're in.
I love this.
They're in.
I love this. I'm going to use this.
I'm serious.
So you're like agreeing.
Yeah, they're like, I could probably drive all this other stuff. You're like, hell yeah, but you know what? You're kind of already in, and if I just take you home, it'd probably be cheaper anyway.
I already want to ride with Aaron because he said hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you just say hell yeah to a drunk person, they are automatically roped in.
Ooh, I love that.
All right.
I love that.
Automatic move if you say hell yeah.
You brought value to the podcast.
Thank you.
It's
hell yeah. I'm telling you.
It's towards the end, but I appreciate it.
I'm
That's
telling you, if
sweet.
you give them a hell yeah, anything.
Because sometimes you got drunks that are like fussy. They're borderline not violent, but they're just like, that kind of drunk. And I'm like, the hell yeah, maybe that would work.
They're like, we were having such a good time, but then they started doing this and this. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. But you know what? Now you're going home, so you don't have to deal with it anymore. They're like, Hell yeah.
Especially when they're mad at the girlfriend they left at the bar.
Oh,
they're real
yeah.
happy to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You
Yep.
just leave that person at the bar.
Hell yeah, forget about her, man. We're go home, play some video games or something. They're like, yeah,
Call of
yeah,
Duty.
yeah.
Something like that.
Something ragey.
Do something. I don't know.
All right, this is Aaron's shenanigans. I don't quite know about it, but
All right, so this is not on an Uber page. It's on a dog spotting page because I'm lame. It says something about
dog spotting.
So what it is
like a lost and found.
I mean, it has probably, I would say, 30,000 members in it.
They just post pictures of dogs.
When they see a dog in the wild, basically, they put a picture of it and then they post it. So what happens here is they got in a random Uber. The Uber driver happened to have their dog with them. So yeah, you can read it there. I hope it's okay that I brought my puppy. And she goes, "Can I hold him?" And then he said yes. She cried, and his name was Max. And then he fell asleep in her lap. And it looks like she had probably the greatest day of her life.
See, I want to bring Ollie.
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
I think maybe like 2 months ago, we posted a picture about Uber's policy.
Mm-hmm.
You actually can bring your dog. It doesn't have to be a service dog as a driver.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very odd.
Yeah, it's your car, your rules, but you can't lose the seat to the dog.
Right.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm
Right.
I'm a great pet owner. I let the dog on my seat. That's real safe while I'm driving. Do you hate that too when you're driving? There's like 3 dogs and some person's driving. They're all looking out the window. I'm like, that dog's going to kill us. It's going to step on the steering wheel and you're going to go.
Oh, like in their lap.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Like,
I was like, any of the seats? What?
No. I'm sorry.
so
in the
confused.
driver's lap while they're driving.
No, that's not good.
No.
Plus, if you get into an accident, you're going to kill your dog personally.
Yeah.
You're going to squish your dog to death.
Let's face it. If that dog isn't seatbelted in, that dog's toast
Probably, yeah.
anyways, regardless.
Right.
So.
But yeah, I do like that.
I'm all about it.
Are you all about it?
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody wants to bring a dog in my car,
You're a dog lover.
It's rare that it happens.
Yeah, it
but-
is very rare.
And almost every single time they ask before, and I'm like, okay, I don't
Works for
care.
me.
Doesn't have to be a service.
Hell
animal.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, bring your dog. And
Hell
matter of fact, tip me in cash too. Why not? Hell
yeah. I love that. That is great. What do we got? One more?
Yep, mine.
Okay. And I actually have it.
So, good or bad?
Well, personally,
I mean, that's like not even $3 a ride. I mean, that's
That's
7 minimum
trips,
fares in a row. That hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of my night last night, though. I
curious
had
how
like
long it took.
2 rides over $5, and it was not a good night. I think he did. I think actually say on the post somewhere in this picture how long it took him, but 7 trips and not even $20.
That's horrible.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, here's where, this is kind of like an ad spot for us, but this is where kind of he doesn't even know. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing wrong. He doesn't know. I mean, was he legit asking? I mean, it doesn't have an emoji by it, so I assume he's legitimately asking if this is good.
Yeah, he really might not know. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. If they were back-to-back minimum fare rides and he did all 7 in an hour, that 18
True.
isn't terrible in an hour.
True. And if they're short, you didn't use a lot of fuel, but
Right, but still, honestly, is it good? No.
no, it's not good at all.
Not good at all.
So.
Yeah, if you made that, it was like, that would be like a Sam night last night or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Just again, if you could give us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or Android or Spotify, but Apple Podcasts. It really helps us with, it gives us more opportunity to get higher in the rankings. That's basically what it boils down to. Currently, I think we're number 5 in Canadian entrepreneurship. There's one other one too. I think it's Italy or something like that. Oh. Nothing in America yet, guys. Nothing in America.
But I mean, that like Thailand viewer we have,
Yeah, you just never know. So, but we appreciate everyone. Don't forget the review or idiot. Don't forget the contest for the detail. It's in the comments, and then I don't have it in the description, but I'll make a social media post about it sometime tonight or tomorrow. So
good.
I appreciate everyone, and I hope you have a blessed whatever, because we don't know when you're listening to this. Okay. Anything else?
Goodbye.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. Hell yeah. I'm going to use that. I'm gonna have to,
it's money.
I literally
Money.
I'm going to have to write it down, though, because I'll forget 10 minutes after I
The
stop
next
this
time
pod.
I get a group of slightly unruly drunk passengers, we'll just get them ramped up and going.
I want to see a dash cam video of that.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Hell yeah.
ramp them. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. All right. Good night, guys. Hello. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate everyone that listens to the podcast. Just going to run over our sponsors real quick. Irvine's Auto Repair. They are located on Stafford off of 44th Street, just east of 131. Check them out at irvines.com. They are a veteran, woman-owned company. It's their 25th anniversary this year. They have amazing Google reviews. They will fix your car right the first time. They do have a special right now. They're offering free brake pads with every brake service. Obviously, you have to pay for the installation. And they're going to donate 10% of all brake services to the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Research. So check them out, Brakes for Breast, for the rest of this month. Irvine's Auto Repair, love them. They will get your car fixed right the first time. Our second sponsor of the show is Kover.ai. That's Kover.ai. Now, what do? They are basically the Aflac for rideshare drivers. They will cover 80% of your rideshare income if you can't drive after an accident. It costs 3% of your average rideshare income, and that 80% is up to $10K. So there's really no time limit, but they will pay you up to $10K. They are backed by MetLife, the largest insurance agent carrier in the United States, and Techstars, a top American startup accelerator. So this is kind of a no-brainer, guys. If you are in a accident and you are a full-time rideshare driver or even part-time, what are you going to do for that income? Yeah, your insurance is going to fix your car, but they're not going to pay your wages. So this is where you need to go. Kover.ai, and you can get a free month and just use GR Podcast, and you will get a free month. There'll be a link in the show notes as well. Third is LegalRideshare. They have been amazing with us. We've done 3 segments with them. They will protect you in a car accident if you're injured. So if you're rideshare driving and you get hurt, please, first of all, call the police, go to the hospital, and then reach out to Bryant at LegalRideshare. Help at LegalRideshare.com will get you started with that, but they will take care of you if you get injured in a rideshare accident. And last but certainly not least, CarStar Impact of Cascade. They're located on 36th Street in Grand Rapids, and they do amazing, amazing body work. They also do a detail, and for the next 2 weeks, started yesterday. Sorry, that does not help you because you are not hearing this until Monday. For local people, until our next live stream, which will be the 30th of October, and it'll be in the comment section, you can register for a free detail, a $200 detail. You have to be local, and if you share that, you'll get an extra entry. So check it out in the show notes, and they'll take care of you. Their new detail company is called Reflections, and they do amazing work for that stuff. Also, check out the Aquapel. When you go in there, even if you go in there for an estimate, ask if they can do it. It's real quick. It's like amazing when the rain hits it. It's kind of like Rain-X, but it's much, much better. So CarStar Impact of Cascade, they are on 36th Street in Craft. Check them out. All right, guys, thank you so much. This episode was a little rough for me. I'm transitioning to being the producer and the kind of the host, and so I screwed up two out of the 4 ads. So yeah, sorry about that. But it's all fun. We had a great time, and I hope you enjoy the podcast.